Alrighty girls and guys, I'm going to show you how to properly do a hip thrust on the glute drive machine today. There is a couple of things you need to know, but other than that it is pretty simple. So if you don't know what a hip thrust does, a hip thrust is a shortening movement for the glutes. It can also incorporate a little bit of the hamstrings and sometimes a little bit of the quads depending on your foot position, but we're going to go through that today. So first and foremost, you want to plant your butt on the seat. Bring your legs up, and this is where your foot position will come into play. Now, where you place your feet on the platform will depend a lot on your own proportions. In any case, you want to have your feet and your legs all in line with your hips. And if you'd like to, you can also point your toes out just that little bit as well. This is your position. Now, if you're struggling to find your foot position, I find a really good hack for getting that foot position down is to do a practice with just absolutely nothing. So you're on the machine, come up into this position. So you want to be nice and straight. Find the position where your back is most comfortable on the pad, and then find the point where your knee is at a 90-degree angle at the top of the movement here. If your feet are too far forward, you will get more hamstring involvement. Conversely, if your feet are too close, you'll get more quad. So you want to find that good middle ground, which is typically at the 90-degree mark at the knee. Once you've got that full position started, chuck your weights on, and then you have this funky little pad here. So you're going to drape that over yourself, and you're going to loop it into this little pipe here. Once that's done, I like to push it really flush against the back, and then I will vault myself up into this position here, making sure that the padding is positioned comfortably. Once you're here, you want to come up. So you can see that I'm thrusting a little bit so that I'm flush against the pad. I'm then going to grip my feet onto the platform, drive up with my glutes, and move these back. I like to grab the pad while I do this, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to tuck my chin. I'm going to scoop all the way down before my butt just touches the platform, and I'm going to drive through my feet and my glutes to come all the way up. And when I'm in this straight position at the top, the shortened part of the movement, I'm going to squeeze my glutes. Now with these, the most important part of the movement is when you come up. This is a shortening movement, so you want to emphasize shortening the glutes by really getting all the way up into that movement. Now when you're done, all you do is you come all the way up, bring those handles back in, and you'll be good to go. Now there are a couple of common mistakes I see during this movement that we want to try to avoid. Number one is having your neck extended while you do the movement. While this isn't actively going to inhibit the movement in any way, it does risk creating some neck strain, which can be uncomfortable. So we want to try and keep our chins nice and tucked. The other main mistake I see with this movement is rather than scooping with your whole body, you have an arch in your back and your core is not tight. So what I mean by this is you're doing the movement, but instead of keeping your core tight and scooping like this, you kind of have everything like this. So you're kind of coming down, but arching your back while you do it. Now, especially as you start to do these more often and go heavy with the weight, if you do that with the incorrect form and that dip in your back, you are going to find that it creates a lot of lower back tension. It's going to inhibit the load that you can lift, it's going to risk back injury, and it's just going to feel like shit. So make sure when you do the movement that instead of arching as you come down and scooping up like that, we're holding our core tight and we're keeping our back nice and aligned and coming down like this. I hope this helps you build up your confidence in the gym, learning how to use all the equipment. If you like more videos on how to use all the equipment in the gym to get the most out of your trainer goals and your time in the gym, let me like and subscribe.